on it. We're gonna find out, estimate the height of the creature. We got Daniel Perez in the truck ahead of us. Bill Munns is coming to drop in on us. Steven Strafer's up front. Brought my son, Francis. We're gonna have a look around here. We're gonna do some measurements this time, and should be there shortly. It's driving down, but yeah, it's beautiful today. It's just gorgeous out here. And here's the gang, all staged in the parking area.
Out.
Hey, why don't you guys unload what you need down here, and then we'll stick your truck back over here on the far edge, so we leave this open here for unloading and Bill Munns to get his stuff out.
Perfect, thanks. Thanks, Rowdy. All right, we are here. All right, looks like the gang's here. Yeah. Steven Strafer. All right. All right, Kelly.
All right, Kelly.
Francis Leiterman.
You got some locks.
Oh, those are tools.
Yeah. That's Robert's favorite.
There we go. Yeah, these are nice tools. We're not going to be clear cutting, right?
No. What you want to do is just clear sight lines.
Absolutely correct. Hey, Rowdy, this thing's a little decked out here.
Oh, I'm just gonna stay cool for the day.
Oh, it looks like you definitely
we'll be
are.
down there. There'll be a little sun on us for a while, but I think we'll spend most of the day down there and just getting prepared as far as some food and necessities, first aid kit, good stuff like that.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Rowdy.
Going down the creek.
Oh, good. Yeah, you talked about doing a little bit of some survey work, some taking measurements from our center and trying to figure out how. Rechecking our grid map.
Yeah, just going to get some more exacting measurements on monuments of interest, so to better understand some of the trigonometry and stuff, so we can have some actual good first-hand, collected, verified data instead of just going off old stuff. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Hey, Steven, how's it feel, man? We're back here again.
Same as before. Feeling like we practically live here.
Yeah, at least today we're going to do something special.
I don't know how many times we've done this hike down.
It's numerous.
Hopefully what we do today can settle things enough for the future.
I think so too. I feel comfortable with what we have, but this minor detail stuff's going to be good.
Yeah, well, we got Munns and Jamie. We're doing two separate tactics, and those will hopefully correspond with each other, confirm or correct each other, and complement each other in certain ways.
Good. It's going to be good.
And a lot of people are just here for the first time to see the film site.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting down there with the people here. Good, thanks.
So I got the 300-foot tape in here.
Oh, awesome. Thanks, Dick. I appreciate it. Yeah, you actually used to work for these people, Forest Service, retired and intrigued, and you're going to be up there helping us with survey work. We really appreciate that. Hey, it's good to see you here.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know we talked over the phone. We've been back and forth. Looking forward to this day and going to go down and confirm some stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm very pleased that we have a group of competent people here to do the work.
I got a half shovel.
You look good there.
Yeah, that's
a good one.
It'll fly, dude. I'm not worried about it.
We have the tracking dog here.
All right. Here's the tracking dog. Here's the crew. Get ready to head down. Hey, Bill, thanks for making it.
Oh, my pleasure.
All right, thank you.
4.5 years waiting for this trip.
Hopefully you won't be disappointed.
No.
All right.
Not a bit.
Man, don't stop at the top of the hill.
All right, Terry.
Hey.
Good to see you
Is
again.
my red light on?
Not yet. I don't see it.
The little
Yes,
one?
it's on right now. You film me, I film you. It sounds like a good deal. All right, guys, I'll follow you down.
Get all the footage or what?
Trying to.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
So this rope, we pulled across 100 feet, and we need 90 feet of this rope. So minus 10 is the point where Roger Patterson started filming.
Exactly right.
So that's our 10 foot right there. There it is. This is the spot where Roger Patterson started filming.
Okay. What we have here is an actual marking now of Roger Patterson's path. The stones that we placed here is, in essence, plus or minus a few feet, this is where he actually started his camera for frame 1. At this point, he was shooting at a slight angle this way, not on a line of sight with the way he was walking. So he was walking forward, and he actually started the camera while he was moving. It wasn't start the camera, then step. It was walking, so he probably started here as he was getting the camera out, and while he was moving, he started the camera while in motion. So he's in motion following his path. But he's not shooting straight at what he's walking at. He's actually shooting slightly over this way in general. And then occasionally he swings the camera this way, and there we see a root mass, some trees projecting out, and we see the stream coming this way right here. So the stream had a little tighter bend coming around the corner and coming this way. But the creek bed is running right along here. So Roger's looking at Patty right about that direction. But he can't go that way because of the creek bed. This is basically the only way he can go smoothly. We do need to consider that at the time, that ridge you see right there, it's about 7 feet higher than where we're standing. That was the ground elevation right here. So all of this has washed away down to this level. So Roger's foot, basically standing here, his foot's probably right about here. The ground was at that level. This much has washed away since then. But he's moving along this path, but he's filming on a slight angle, which is kind of awkward. Occasionally swinging the camera off to the side while he's wobbling along. And Patty's basically in a line of sight somewhere right about here. We're going to double check that in a moment, see if we can get a fix on where she started. And we will have that all.
All right, Bill, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
All right, here we are with Francis, day 2. Francis, I see you got your balls. Good job. All right, day 2. The first guys here, we're going to set the trail, and today we're also going to try to flag the way in, make it a little bit easier. Not the berm area, the way down, but right across the forest, the way to the film site. So we're first team in, flag, carry the ball markers that Bill Munns wants us to use, and a couple other items. And it should be good. Pretty excited. Yesterday was great. We got a lot of stuff done, a lot of trimming, of exposing roots and stuff. So all in all, it's going to be another good day on the place. Quiet. First team in. Should be good. Any last words?
No.
Oh, man of many words. All right, let's get going. That's it, good. Bear claws marking the tree here on this alder. This is my height. So I'm about 5'7¾". So the bear's a little shorter. Put his paws up. Scratches the tree, both sides. It's pretty neat.
Good flagging, the man.
All right, yeah.
Excellent flagging.
Thanks. Can't have enough flags, I'll tell you. Well, it's Thursday, July 26th, about noon, and we brought some stuff up. Now we're going to work on another project that Munns been working up here. I'm trying to figure out. I'll let Munns explain it. What are we doing today?
Okay, the team has set up the line of sight from the cue stick to stump, which continues right to the edge here. Now both Roger and John Green are on that line in terms of the camera position. Problem is it stops short of where they should be. What we are going to do now is to put another line tied off on that one where it ends, 100-foot line, and run it across the creek, tying it off somewhere so it continues in a straight line with that. Now we're going to tape a ball to the string or to the rope. It's far enough from that one, depending on that measurement, to go out to what is considered 280 feet, which is Roger's position if he has a 20mm lens. Then we'll do one which is basically 350 feet away if he has a 25. And we'll have those marked, and that'll give us two possible references for where his camera position is depending upon the lens he has on his camera. And I suspect, looking at what we're seeing over there, that 350 feet away is going to put him literally right against the hillside, which would be a physical impossibility based on the way the whole event occurred for that to be where he was filming from.
All right. Yeah.
And this is my product placement.
There it is.
There it is.
Perfect. Hey, thanks a lot. So we got a lot done so far. I'm just going to do a quick synopsis of what we got out in the field.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's,
Oh, what you guys done is amazing, really. I am frankly in awe of it. And were I here with just one or two guides, none of this would have happened.
yeah, the team it's good having the team here. I mean, they worked so hard getting it all done, and looking forward to it.
Yeah. So in that sense, describing it as the historic Bluff Creek trip is not an exaggeration. It rises to that label.
All right, thank you.
I would just like to reiterate that this grid map of the film site that was done last year represents a tremendous amount of man hours, and it's just a brilliant piece of work, and it really eliminates us to have to do additional work in terms of where trees are, locations of stumps, and significant features that are seen on the Patterson-Gimlin film site. So for Robert Leiterman and Steve Scrufert and Rowdy Kelly, this is just a tremendous piece of work that will help the Bigfoot community. This thing, you turn this thing, you turn this thing, you turn it like this, and then that would indicate that Renee would have to be over in that direction to make that shot. Because you see that front, what we call the front where it goes like this, it would have to turn and rotate in real life for the photographer to be on its side, like so. Well, this shot here was shot by Peter Byrne, and we see the big tree. We see Al Hodgson's son, Mike Hodgson, and you see, okay, the big tree, and then you see this very prominent stump right here with the front of it cut at a different angle than flat, And then in real life, which is 2012 right now, July 27th, that is the remnants of it right there. And if you look at this again, you get a stark difference in terms of contrast using black and white film, which you see here, as opposed to color. Color is good for some things. Black and white seems to bring out a whole different flavor of the same area. It seems like you see things differently. So you get to see these side by side, although they are of different vantage points. But you see how the black and white, you could really kind of see inside, you know, a different type of view.
Yeah, so Daniel, show me, you already showed me on this one. We're talking about right here, the stump that's just over here.
That stump right
this
here.
One right here.
This stump right here.
This guy.
Is right there.
And compare right over here on this one to the 71 aerial.
And then if you look at it over here, the big tree, which is deceptive, is right here. The big tree.
And there's that other stump on this
right.
overall
and then,
view picture.
Yeah. So, big tree, stump. Big tree, stump. But again, two different vantage points, and this was shot, I think, in 72, and then this in 73.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. So there it is. Ian, what do you think about that so far?
Looks good.
Good, good, good.
I think we're
and see,
I think we're in the right spot.
Here's the thing: when you look to the left of this, as you're facing this way, then those stumps are right there.
Right. That's the rest of that curve in the picture.
Right. Those stumps are there.
Yeah.
So my artifacts are where they need to be. And that's the significance about this film site in reestablishing that positively that this is in fact the film site, is matching things that are not going to move, such as a massive boulder or a tree or a stump, fixed locations.
Good.
So,
hey Daniel, let's take a look at the leaning stump too, right over here.
let's go walk over. So what I'm saying, Ian, let's start again. We know the big tree is back there in the background.
Right.
And that massive stump with the front slashed off there would be there. And then you come over to the side a little bit and then forward, closer to the creek.
And that's a
and
real
we
good
see
match right here.
Another stump, which is right here. And you look at the lean is leaning in this way towards the person, or towards this way, and we're right in front of it like the camera was. And as you see that lean, it also leans this way too. It doesn't lean that way. So in other words, that lean is making sense. If that stump leaned that way, we would say, oh, we've got a problem. But there doesn't appear to be a problem.
I think it's
and then
just
if you
about
go
a perfect match.
If you go to the left of that leaning stump, the other stump is there, and you could see like, wow, that looks like if this guy's 6 feet, the distance between here looks like it could be 6, 7, somewhere in that vicinity. And so what I'm saying is that makes physical sense.
Hey Ian.
Robert.
Hey, it's good to have you here.
Good to be back. It's
Yeah.
been over a year, I guess, for
Right.
me.
And last time we saw you at the film site, you weren't convinced. You felt that we were still misinformed, that it was so farther downriver. And since then, I think last time the viewers saw you, you were like, you guys have got to be kidding me. And since then, you've been back last couple days. And so what is your opinion now?
I'm 99.9% sure we found the site.
I'm sorry, Ian, could you say that one more time for me? One more time.
I'm 99% sure we found the site.
Thank you.
You've done the work. We had a great team of volunteers here the past 2.5, 3 days. We did an incredible amount of work. Bill Munns came out, and the math is there. Trees line up, stumps line up, distances make sense. We've got it.
Daniel Perez came out, so he was here too to give us stamp of approval on it.
So there's been an incredible amount of work done. One of our intrepid leaders here spent last night coming up with putting our measurements onto cleaner paper.
Yeah.
This is not the one that got dragged through the field.
Because we have field notes, which are just like, hey, let's measure that, make sure these are taken care of, and
There's
back size of
scribblings
these.
on there, but
we can't read this very well. Let's blow it to bigger pieces of paper.
well, I guess the biggest thing we've done the past few days is take last fall's grid map of the area and start putting in some distances and between the main objects. So now we've got hard numbers in addition to just the rough estimates of where things were on the grid. So we have exact numbers for about a dozen different important items visible in the film and located on the grid. So it's pretty conclusive. There'll be more work forthcoming, especially as Bill Munns continues his analysis mathematically of the site. He already has laid out on the ground the creature's trackway, Patterson's movements, Patterson's filming locations, and it's lining up pretty well with everything else we have. Renee DeHinden's measurements on the site from the 70s. So I think we've put this one to bed. This is where the film was made, and it's considerably further upstream than most people thought. I'd certainly never been taken that far upstream to look at the site by any other investigator or researcher. So we found it.
A eureka moment.
Yes, you and Steve found it. Steve was our first convert.
I was holding off because I want to compare the 71 overview with Renee with everything else, but Steven saw that big tree, and he did the same thing I've seen him do several times when he sees big trees. I think this is it. But this one actually...
Yes, this one makes sense. It fits. We've got other trees. We've got the stumps. All we're missing is a large primate. So.
Soon to be determined. So our next step, what's our next step here, you think?
Well, after crunching the numbers, I'd be interested to see what other researchers think.
Yeah.
And see if there's any need to come back again to take any more specific measurements. But I think the film site's established, so we'll have to find something.
Sitting right in front of us is Bill Munns' work. We've been working on it, and without too much details, it's still work in progress. We went over points of this, viewing, who did what, when, how, what direction, but all mapped out. So based on this map alone, patty direction travel right here, it starts out green, pink, 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 intermittent every so much distance, and that's when the film ran out right there, over here when the patty first started being filmed. So from this, with the trees, and this is on top of Renee's, really faint to see Renee's survey work on top of this, and maybe this is a little off. So working on all these guys here. So once you know these lines and distances, which we do know, you take 90-degree perpendiculars and you have a map distance, and you can find this. You can start intersecting these lines, and you find where it exits the flat floodplain approximately, and the approximate path of travel. So that's something we'll be looking at a little closer.
Yeah, but we can. There's still a few things that come to mind. We could attempt to recreate the creature's exit. As Bob Titmus had reported in a week or so after the filming, he was able to follow her trackway apparently across the creek and back up the opposite bank to where she apparently sat down and watched where she'd come from, where presumably she was seeing Bill or Bob and Roger making casts. Now that would be something interesting. Go up the other side of the creek and hillside and see if we can find a possible location that would look back down on
Ground zero.
on ground zero, yeah. But this just extraordinary work here. We've got all the main trees from the background, Renee's original work, and then all of Bill's work. This is incredible. We've got all the known photographs of the area and where they were actually taken from. We've
A lot to look
got it
forward
all.
to. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I guess the story isn't over. It's like we're just going to go find the film site, right? We're done. We're going to pass it on to somebody else with more expertise. Done. Now we're thinking, God, wouldn't that be nice to be able to determine the height of the creature next step? After that is which way did it go? So, sounds really good.
There is some work to be done on that. You know, there's estimates of height from just under 6.5 feet to over 7.5 feet. So this may give them some more to work with. And now that we know more objects, locations and sizes, and I know Daniel's going to work on that.
So Ian, is this project over?
Well, we found the film site, so we've accomplished a goal that I don't think anyone's done yet.
No, just getting started.